attempt before I lose all my mind. So 2021 Nitya -1, founder of the BitShares management. After that, Kun Bonanovic for with the gang, and after that, Vraćavan Patan Sarkoidun Hyperiot with the ex-designer from BitShares. From 820% profit from February 2021 to May 2021, with an addition to the state bot, until Nitya made a problem in November 2021 and we lost the BitShares corporate account and a lot of trading was gone. Kevin coming from US, from Metal project, me working double shifts in Metal and trying to finish the project, and so on and so on. I don't need to remind myself on that, but everybody more or less knew what happened. So, bottom line, I trust the wrong people. I relied on family and friends, thinking that it's better to be with someone who close to you and who care about you and you care about that person, as you by default in a human nature rely on the closest to yourself. Strangers are always the one who are dodgy and that you have to check up. I didn't have time and willingness to check on anyone, so I did it wrong way. Never do business with family, never do business with friends. That's the rule that I've forgotten since 7 years. So, for the one who don't know, I've been paperless illegal immigrant since 2016 in Thailand. I moved from Serbia to start with how to say stuck in the head in time. I moved from Serbia from state corporate organized crime. Within Kogovedic, Zvonko Kogovedic, and most of the criminals from the 90s in Serbia when we had embargo and inflation and all the shit, including the network bombardment of 1999, who were just the criminals on the street, the dumb rednecks in Air Max and leather jackets and stuff like that, suddenly became doctors of applied sciences and got diplomas, God knows where and how, and privatized entire Serbia for few trucks and a few cars, few warehouses, got most elite and prestigious locations in Serbia for business development and so on. They are still operating in Serbia, they are always fucking, they will never die. President have nothing to do with nothing, and I thought that coming to a country that is kingdom, how Yugoslavia, Serbia used to be, something will change, there will be more democracy and there's shit in politics, but I was wrong. Corruption index, world corruption index, Serbia and Thailand are just two places away from each other. So I came to another hell on earth. I started family, I joined BitShares 2017, now it's exactly 6 long years that I'm in BitShares. Next month, 1st November, will be exactly 6 long years. I met some amazing minds, beautiful minds that not exist even in the movies, like Dr. Engineer Fabian Schuh, Stefan, Light Presence, the Dr. Christopher Sanborn, a lunatic who's quantum physicist, I think. Quantum physics, I think. I learned, I forget. I haven't been in BitShares for a long time. I've been around, I'm trying to do a comeback, but I didn't have any support from any of the directors or the management companies in India. 2021, during the Christian Pergolini saga, we signed a lot of properties to be purchased. We paid a lot of deposits. We invested a lot of money into properties that never came through. Most of the properties were signed agreements that were set up for India to go into a mental institution, and once she goes to a mental institution, she's not capable of being managing director and a shareholder anymore. So all those agreements became voided. For some agreements that I was trying to keep up until the end, having a full trust in those people, I realized after start looking and stretching those agreements for a long time that, for example, Louis van der Berg, who was publicly defamating me and doing libel on Facebook, telling that I'm the master of killing my life and stuff like that. The man who signed it selling a building was selling a 2-floor that are having issues with a juristic person and are missing floor and ceiling on both floors. Imagine that. And he was asking for $1 million US for 2 floors in a building that are broken. You cannot walk, you cannot nothing. You cannot even do work. Roland, who is showing up on my Twitter, was he's a doctor. He's a very nice and kind man. Unfortunately, after he left from Thailand, and instead of me purchasing his fund until the end, I was giving the money to the agreements that will never come to without knowing that. So after Christian Fredolini saga, I moved my son away from all of them to Saki, and Rachapon Patna Sakarbun Hyperiuk, the designer from BitShares, became a managing director and a shareholder and a guardian of my son. He promised me a solution for a Thai ID card and other things that never came through. David is well aware of some. It's hard for me to say that I disappointed myself. How many people I disappointed that had the full belief and trust in my skills and my abilities. So I disappointed myself, and I disappointed a lot of people, like President Fabian Schuh. For Stefan, I want to cry. I mean, early this year, I had the idea to come back to BitShares. Around March, I came to Stefan, and I haven't spoke with him since 2021. He didn't know where I am, he didn't know what I'm doing, and when you have a friend like that, an old friend, yeah, it's devastating to know that you disappoint even a person like that. So without any further ado, I came to him and I said, listen, Chabi, I haven't asked you nothing for a long time, and I haven't talked to you for a long time. I want to go back to BitShares. Can you help me? I have no back. No back as well. Stefan, you haven't asked me one single fucking thing. The only thing that he asked is, what can I do to help you? Like, he opened his wallet and told me, this is how much I have. So in March I had one attempt to go back to BitShares, but hearing a friend give and Notestein performing the suicide and leaving all that saga about the resort and everything, I'm really losing my mind and track, because the message that Notestein left me on Telegram 6 days before he killed himself was, he named the person who fucked up his life for that regular resort. That same person really fucked up my life. Not really, but a lot. And one of the most like blowing mind things was, I am sure that by now you probably know, and if you don't, you will find a way. So I lost a friend, his daughter lost a father. I lost a good friend. Dirko Notestein, no matter how much he was a fuck up in public, and when he talks, he was a thief, and he was helping what he didn't have. It's very hard nowadays to find people that will give what they don't have. It's easy to give when you have, and people who have nowadays are not giving. And when you are being given and you get something without asking the person that you don't have, it's devastating. So I dropped BitShares for a moment and left Stefan in another miracle of me disappearing, and started chasing result, because that result was actually the plan for the metaverse of rebuilding the Pater city in a metaverse, but a real city in a virtual metaverse on blockchain, where every plot of land and every property and every shop would be tokenized eventually as an NFT on blockchain. That's amazing idea that I haven't failed, but I lost pretty much time and money on not getting it done. So Christian Johansson, who used to be a business partner with on our stuff, came. We gave him a partnership in the company, monitoring those papers. So we gave him a partnership in the company, and we agreed that we will take over the result, because Dirk also, before he died, he gave to us, I apologize, he gave to us the 4 companies that are reset for that resort. The resort is currently managed and operated for the last 4 years by some Thai citizen, with manager Kun Dao, Miss Dao, Dao's region. They are operating resort by not having any management company, by actually not having any company. They provide fake stamps. They are overcharging people for the water supply and electricity. Water authority of Pater City said that they don't have registered any meter there, so the meters are fake. And they were setting me up with the police also. Christian Johansson had one property there where I couldn't reside anymore. The lady that was appointed to take care of his property, Marisa Jacqua, was, I don't know, dealing narcotics and leaving the place in shit while stealing 2 things. So we got a company that is a 16 years appointed management company for the property, for that resort, Northern Holdings, and we got it in a proper legal way from the Notestein who killed himself. We started doing the apologies, just a moment, check something. So we started doing the reconstruction of that one property, because there is a 22 villas and 2 buildings with 20 rooms, studio apartments in each building. Some Ketrista who took over the resort in a hostile way and destroyed the Notestein's life till the end. Actually got just one building. And one building and 7 villas from a Kai Park. He gave a Kai Park to Christian Ferdolini, who was the previous owner of that. Actually, Bonino Ferdolini, wife to Christian Ferdolini. What I have here is an example of the agreement, or the rental agreement that we did for one of the houses in the property that was owned by the company, and that was with the with the moment I have to small item client and all now. So short-term validity, Mr. Vincenzo Ponzi, which is manager group company limited, and on behalf of Mr. Christian Johan Klein. The company will allocate the regular resort to the tenant for the period of 3 calendar months as a trial period until the request of the innovations and improvements are processed and done with the tenant and with sole approval in written by the landlord on official memorandum of the company. So from 10th of April 2023 until 9th of July, we had the test agreement with one of the tenants, with one of the dealers, and most of the agreements are written by me. Maya Carta, who reviewed this agreement and joint venture agreement, said, Mr. Knight, please be informed that this review section is based on limited information and 1 day duration of work, which is only 1 day. From the knowledge and information I have received, I would like to present a review of the agreement with details as follows. He didn't have any input on legal side of the agreement. He just had issues that I'm not giving him all the information, and that's it. Nakata is the most prestige legal law office in Thailand, if not in Pattaya, if not in Thailand. So we had agreement, look like this, which is in the group. Even I'm a paperless corner, I signed every paper and I never was hiding myself from any legal aspects of anything. So if you remember, we opened, apart from BitShares management group, we opened BitVentures and BitAssets. BitVentures I was signing, Mr. Noor Roshan, founder and BitShares brand manager, me. Miss Rashida Mansit, my stepdaughter, the evil Mimi who set me up with the police, but with that will come later. Tenant and Mr. Christian Johan Klein. Mr. Christian Johan Klein, I was warned in that telegram message I gave on our staff that the moment will come when he will destroy everything because he's greedy bastard of money, and he did it already a few times to Kirkonov stuff. I didn't know that it's that serious, so I didn't really pay attention at all. He went back to Switzerland. I lost construction workers that were doing the renovation. Russian, the supervisor of the construction, ran away to Cambodia, and the construction workers, two construction workers, all the Thai people. One is a crack addict that I didn't know from the beginning, and another one ran away because he's seeing crazy, and that's it. I continue renovation for myself with my 10 fingers and 2 hands. I have very nice hands, as you can see. Seem like I'm working on a fab, not an IP anymore. So Marisa Jankwao, who was appointed to take care of the property, fucked up the property together with the crack addict. Christian Johan Klein came back and started asking for some penalties and idiotic things that they said he will not get because I'm still respecting the agreement and whatever he says will not change. So he played with me as a business partner, younger business partner. He's older than me, but he's younger business partner. He just joined the business with 1%. He demanded 50%. I said no, you can have 50-50 share of the business deal. You cannot get 50% of the companies that I designed, incorporated, and too many people lost life and money and time over there. So I gave him the stamp of Northern Holdings to go to make a deal with something stuff. He took that stamp, never brought it back, and 2 months later, that was June, July, June. In August, me and my fiancée, super tratăm cu Kiki, Miss Kiki, were set up by my stepdaughter, Nikia's daughter, in my own home, where my son was sleeping, by the police of Huayai province, where Bandolina 3 was located in Lima, where I'm living. And I was shocked. Most of you knows, Marco Martinuzzi knows, Michael Taggart knows. Many people know that I even enjoyed. I can't afford glasses. That I haven't enjoyed, but I intoxicated myself over the past 6 years with different narcotics to stay awake, working 3 jobs and managing 3 time zones: Asia time zone, Europe time zone, US time zone. Very little sleep, every 3, 4, 5 days. Since everybody took everything they could, Mr. Nanda Suantitaku had a salary 35,000, a villa that is paid, a car that is paid and everything. After 10 months of work, somehow her account had 2.1 million baht, not 350,000 baht, because 35,000 multiplied by 10 is 350,000, it's not 2.5 million or 2 million, whatever. My stepdaughter, who got Mazda 3 new, and I crashed it by chasing ID cards and anyone from it that never came, sold that Mazda 3 behind my back in November, took 200,000 baht and spent it on her boyfriend. I had to pawn new Mazda MX-5, 33 million baht, photon pickup truck, PM7, BMW 7 Series E66, Mazda 2, Ducati Monster 795, and all the assets basically that the company had except BMW 5, E60 and Mazda RX-8 that were my private registered to company because I wanted the company to have more value. As the most important part and the idea for the company was to go stock. For the stock you need to have value, and that's it. So I was even putting my own assets to a company. Company in the end was 98% owned by Russian Mansit, still is. You can check the DBT warehouse, the company registered in Thailand. Christian Johan Klem and Sunanta Suantitak and Russian Mansit and crack addict, dumbass worker, and Marisa Janklau and all the greedy people who were just, I'm too happy. I have a fiancé. My wife is dead, but she was never my wife. She fucked up my life entirely. She kept me as a prisoner and a hostage in overstay situation. Even she knew how to get the ID card from the people for $3,000. But never mind. God bless her soul. May her rest in peace. But I don't believe that's possible. Her daughter finished me off. So on 13th of August this year, me and my fiancée Subhatra were sitting with Paulina. My son was sleeping. It was 6:30 in the morning. Police just came in and they said the gate was unlocked. I'm intoxicated myself, very limited for a long time to know that I will never leave the gate unlocked, since there was very a lot of important paperwork, valuable items to save, and so on. Through the saga of 2021 and 2022, I had illegally 2 weapons, not in my possession, but in my house. And those weapons I got rid of. The bullets stayed from another person that I don't want to name, and they were in the safes. Police was looking for 3 things: for the safe 1, safe 2, gun 1, gun 2, and accused me for selling narcotics class 1. the worst possible sentence in Thailand in between that. I never sold narcotics in Ireland. I never distributed drugs. Uh, I'm against of being a murderer silent way by selling something like that. If I want to kill someone, I will take the gun and put a bullet in his head. I will not sell him drugs to kill him slowly. That's just not me. I'm a self. I'm not. So for 2 grams of how do you say accepted isophetamine and a BB gun and my passport that doesn't exist to use in my overstay of 7 years, police is coming inside my property without anyone opening the gate, saying that the gate was open. What happened? The crack addict old worker was hired by the police to jump over the gate and to open the gate for the police so police can come in. Police came in, they showed me the warrant, and I wanted to translate the warrant because I cannot read Thai. They didn't allow me. They took away my phone and they removed my basic human rights to call a lawyer. So if I'm in the US or whatever, I didn't have the right to call the lawyer. I didn't have the right to defend myself in any way. While I didn't have a dream who was behind it, and while I was thinking, okay, maybe it was just time for me to go down because I was too long illegally again, running around in companies and all this stuff. Sufatra, and my good friend from Serbia, Marco, who never enjoyed any drugs, who was there just to protect my back and take care of my son, were taken into police station and later that day moved down to the cell at the police station while we wait for the court on Sunday. That was Friday, 13th of August. On 11th of August, on Sunday, 13th of August, we were transported to the Pata court, provincial court, and on my great surprise, I got the fine 300 euro, 10,000 baht, for police setting me up to have 2 guns, to sell narcotics, and to be in overstay. Unfortunately, not having passport, I was not able to pay the fine and go out because they not allow you to go out without passport, foreigner. So we paid the fine for my girlfriend, we paid the fine for Marco, my friend. Marco was transported to another police station for no reason. Then he was transported to IDC, that's for immigrants, like detention center, where it's worse than in a jail because you not get food, you not get nothing, and they need to die. So my fiancé was released, I was detained, and I was sentenced. Court that gave me a bail 10,000 to walk free. Somehow my file to the way to prison in Hopalai, Chonburi, go back to the story of I had 2 guns, I sell narcotics, and I was sentenced for a long time, 2 years and 3 months, which was extended to 12. So there I am, alone in a prison in Thailand, not knowing nothing, not seeing my son, not seeing my love, not seeing my friend, and not knowing what the fuck happened. My love and my fiancé and me are, let's say, we have education from street, we have experience on street, we have connections on street, and street have advantage compared to the government corrupted fucks and criminals. they are too nice to go on the street. They are drivers, they are chauffeurs, they go in high places and nice restaurants, they never walk on the street alone. But be the street fox, we have ability to evolve and to be part of their elite places and to be able to be on the street, which gave us advantage. To her, at least she's Thai, I'm not. So after 1 week spending time in prison in Thailand, which I cannot say was bad because I was getting 3 meals every day. I have ability to speak and understand Thai to some extent, so I actually made few friends that are really good guys and are serving their time in sentence. Even my army police, military police that is sentenced for 10 years. So after 7 days, when I thought that I will never go out when everything is over, the guard is coming and saying, Mylon, they call me Mylon, not Milos, not Milos, Mylon. Mylon, Kapan, you go home. Home? Where home? What home? Kapan, you know. I try to explain to them that I don't have a home and try to see are they deporting me to Serbia or sending to IDC or whatever. No, they let me go walk. While I was waiting all the way through those gates and things, just someone to come and say, no, it's a mistake, put him back. Nobody came. And when I came out, my love was close to the gate. But in a movie behind each other, and that is the happiest moment of my life. For just about 5 minutes or maybe that night. I wish I stayed in prison for a moment, for some moment. When I went out, I found out that I was set up by my stepdaughter that I brought to Patara, take care of her 10 years, gave her school of university, Malcolm remember what she did for the first year of Bank University, most expensive university in Thailand. And that she took my son and that she tried a story and that Christian Johan Clem sponsored it and the 8 policemen of Huayai police station, 5 policemen of Huayai police station and 3 policemen of immigration unit did all of that for 5,000 baht, which is 150 euros. $175. I was shocked, and that was not it. That is a premeditated, because they sold the cars and all the assets that were on the company name, and me, Rashida, my stepdaughter, as a managing director and majority shareholder, had the power to do. They moved the assets the same day when we were arrested. Next day the house was empty. She made a story how the house was leased to buy and it was not paid for a long time because there was no funds. She made a story how she had to pay the owner and how the owner is the Chinese man yesterday out. Unfortunately for her, because she's lazy, small, rather nasty PI, she forgot agreement where she actually took over the agreement to continue buying the house for herself. So everything that I worked for, because those 2 cars were mine before anything, and nothing related to BitShares. I gave it, I invested into BitShares. I was raged. I was pissed. I wanted blood. And I wanted to see my son. So as a foreigner who just got bailed by his fiancée, who is a guarantee, first guarantee, and I'm the first foreigner who was bailed without passport and visa to get a chance to fight for a passport. Honestly, it's free. I didn't have where to go. They took everything. They left me in a prison for dead. My own step daughter, my own business partner, and the people that I was feeding, giving them respect, and sharing with them everything what I had or I didn't have. From that day until yesterday, it took me a lot of time. We moved the room, the studios 4 times. We are paying daily rooms, sometimes weekly, because I have no income, we have no funds, and just to go out on that day was expensive now. Rashida was not enough, so she added a new story how I threatened her and sent her some threatening letter, and how I put a gun on her mother's head and so on. I was the only one who paid for her mother's funeral, even she was a nasty bitch living all her life. And I was the one who was carrying her coffin. So for me that was the end. If I don't have Sunny, if I don't have Supercar, it would probably really actually buy a gun and put in the never do that. And that's not happening because we do have a son, and son is missing his papa. My son Jirat very much is wonderful kid. He didn't have school because I'm paperless, and if you go to school and you check his birth certificate, they will start asking for Paul, father, and then I will be having a problem. So he was homeschooled by me. He doesn't speak Thai, he speaks only English. He does math, he swims, he cleans, he writes, he types on a keyboard faster than me. And he's just 9 years old. He's thrown by his own sister, his flesh and blood, to a Thai family of another junkies and criminals by her boyfriend who are selling another drug, where nobody speaks one word of English, and she wanted to throw him to school where are only Thai children and he speak only English, and she threw away all his toys and books and everything because she didn't care the boy. She did that so she can get followed by the government for being sister, poor, and me, papa is criminal in the prison, and her mama is dead, so she gets the government support to take care of the brother. So she's a lazy, nasty bitch who did this defamation and libel in public, but I don't care. She did perjury on court, and she'll go to prison for it. She sold company assets during the company having a court case, which is another criminal case. She stolen my property that I invested into the company, and I have the receipts for those assets. And that's another crime. And I don't want to list how many crimes she did, but you can get the picture. Now, regarding myself, I put BitShares.org back online, and it's looking wonderful. The content is as it needs to be. It will be added more later if I'm around. We have very little time, and I'm asking community and friends to help me one time when I'm asking them, not when they want, because we don't need help when someone wants to help me. I need help when I need it. So we found every item that we have. Notebook Acer, around at home, I don't even have a cell phone. Her Oppo phone from my life. iPhone from the company. Notebook Asus that I got from a friend. Samsung S9 Plus, that was the biggest phone, Samsung Galaxy Tab, and so on. We found all to survive and to bring BitShares back, to literally live. I have no means or resources to continue anything unless I get help. Tomorrow, 2nd of October, the 2nd, I'm looking for it later. This copy of my passport. As you can see, the passport expired 2 years ago. I cannot go back to Serbia because I was involved in a high political state corporate organized crime, and I made a deal with the government. On the 2nd of October, my bail expires. I have to pay 10,000 baht for just extension of the bail, and I have to pay 120,000 baht for the lawyers and the cost of people that make this possible for me to be outside. I have one and only chance after 7 years to fight for the passport legally. I'm walking now legally on the street. I haven't done that in 7 years. I miss my son. I haven't seen him from 13th of August, and I have a long battle to fight with the people who did this. For a short time, this is my one and only who helped me for all this. I have to find the folder finale, just now finale, that's it. So I will put on another screen the reality, what happened. So Christian Johansson is talking to South region. Hello, how are you doing? Please don't forget about Monday, 5,000 for police. Still waiting for your reply regarding papers. In my dictionary, that's premeditated. I can do later. I'm out now until 4 p.m. my time. It was in Switzerland. It means moving to another house. They're talking about cars for sale. And about what time in Thai? So I have to tell police to know. Evening, I think, plus 6 hours. That was 6:30 in the morning when the police came. I just checked on Google. Okay. If nothing happens tonight, I need to call Jane early in the morning to let you know, and I can't sleep if her worries about something, so please. That was 1:38 in the morning, 5 hours before police came. Now, police confiscated 5 of my phones, and they haven't given those phones to Batra, who has power of attorney on my behalf to do whatever for me while I was in prison. They gave it to Rashida Mansi, so they violated not my human rights only, but also my privacy by giving personal items that belongs to me to someone else, regardless of what I'm convicted or whatever. And not just that, but they had an access to my phones and my private data. So while I was talking to a friend on Facebook, they had a clone phone to look in, and they knew that I was out from prison. He out, I don't think so. That was between us and the police. So the person who paid the police to legally imprison me is saying that if I go out on a bail by court is illegal. 20,000 bail, 14 days waiting for court. That's just not normal, and that's why Province Police Station is not really normal. So this is my phone and my Facebook, and if you see the item of airplane mode and Wi-Fi, there is a clone phone, and police enable private people to have access to someone who is not actually owner of that phone. Marisa Junkwao can be heard on these audio messages. She's the one who gave all the details and plans all the things. I don't know why it's not loading now, but so she's one dirty pig and not to be discussed what she deserves, but as I said, I'm a Buddhist and I forgive everyone. So I have a proof they organized it. I have a proof how much police was paid, and DSI, Department of Special Investigation in Thailand, is a special police formed for the main purpose of being internal police for the police. So I have a court tomorrow 9 a.m. and I'll be asking Abit, Michael Taggart, Mark Martinez, and a few other people to help me how much they can to cover the cost of the lawyer and things that I have to do now. Community is very welcome to help. I will leave few accounts and wallets publicly so everybody know, and that's the request that I have from the community. Private request, nothing related to the business or BitShares. And I think that after 6 years in that community and this fucking world of crypto corruption, I earned to be helped, not to be given, to be helped. For the investments, I don't ask. I do the investments on another side, and we can discuss that later. But nothing will be happening if I go back to prison. I lost nearly everything because of BitShares. So I was the only crazy person to register a trademark. I was the only crazy person to incorporate BitShares. I was the only crazy person to peg real assets to the blockchain and to crypto, so we can have something in the future. Not just that, but I've said a few times publicly that only thing what is left is to put bullet through to my head, because everything else was tried already and nothing was done. Some person even tried to put the bullet to my head, but that person was stopped before the bullet came out from the gun. So there is nothing that I'll be afraid of, but I'm afraid of not being able to do nothing. There is a lovely woman behind my back that sacrificed her life to take me out from prison. I'm a foreigner. There is no Thai registered university that was guaranteed to a foreigner to go out from prison. There are friends, actual friends, and investors into business who are helping me now to restore the BitShares that actually were connectivity and connection for me to go out. And there are still people that believe in what we do. Ammar did wrong to me in 2021 because he did it from a greed and envy. He's a good guy and I never had nothing against him. I never took BitShares as my own. I do want to incorporate BitShares, and I do want to peg an owner to BitShares blockchain so BitShares can grow as a business. Because community blockchain, after 9 years, you should all know by now that or you're fucking stupid or nothing will grow but as long as you're a community. When you're a company and you can go to the banks, go to the businesses and negotiate business, sign agreements, then yeah, it has sense. It can be profitable. It can grow a value. I've proven that in February 2021 through the entire 2021, and how I see 2022 and 2023, nothing happened. The price was never more than 1 cent. And Ammar Yousef, who is the owner of Banker, as a businessman, failed to update his AML policies and website for so long, being completely illegal even as a registered business in Estonia. So I don't want to discuss business ability of someone who cannot manage his own business to be up to date, but he's a registered business and now he's managing entire blockchain. I see that he's doing amazing work with developers, with releases, with documentation, but he's doing nothing based on a corporate work because he knows he cannot do nothing. If he starts doing something, I will put him down with a trademark. If he start the route and continue advocating against me in public groups, I will put him for libel and defamation, or in a worst case scenario, I will destroy his life by sending him inspection for that IOBAN that he has, and he's against the law for a long time. So I'll be asking publicly Ammar Yousef to put his brain little bit to work, because he used to be a guy who played piano for me and was developing for me and borrowing me even money in hard times when blockchain was not paying. Completely fast. Okay, that's it. And I never took out Ammar Yousef from BitShares. Yeah, without keyboard it's very hard for me to do it, but let me try. And now she named off on the Chino fucking BitShares home. So BitShares home currently does not have visible theme page because theme page is not so good and it's not polished and it's not final, and I'm not releasing never nothing. It is not final, as you all know. I'm professional and maybe too much of perfectionist, and that's the reason why I'm late on everything all the time. But I deliver. This success was promised to be delivered 2021 and it didn't happen. Now it's 2023 and but guess what? I finished it by myself. Nobody helped me for it. So I don't have a keyboard because the Frankenstein laptop is having only one USB, and that's for the camera. If I connect camera on USB hub, it doesn't work, so there is that. I just want to show the page, so slash. This is for Ammar Yousef mostly, not for anyone else, and I'm not typing. This for Ammar Yousef is the last chance to say sorry as a friend for what he advocated and what he accused me for in 2021 when we released the article from dark DAO to corporate DAO that he never read properly. We are BitShares. Just a moment. Is it we are BitShares or we are the BitShares? I'm really alone. Got in the head, but let's see. No, I believe that it would be we are the BitShares. If not, I will just log into the admin and that will be it. Yeah, we are the BitShares. So there's a team page. Team page have very few but important goals and uh, mottos that I believe in. Teamwork is ability to work together toward a common vision. It's not having 5 people doing the same thing. It's about 20 people doing 20 different things with 20 different minds, but they have a common vision, the same vision in mind. Ethics and morale and common vision are the only way to success, and that's how I made the success with Fabian Schuh, Stefan, LIABILITY, abitmore, and everybody else, and that's what I learned in BitShares. The achievements of an organization are the result of the combined effort of each individual. So I always appreciated every individual that came to BitShares. If I'm forgotten, I was the one who helped him to go inside BitShares, because he was rejected by the Rubex on that time. And Fabian Schuh and Stefan were told in Alex Medorno who's not anymore active. So Ammar Yousef was never removed from the team page, despite of all of this shit that he's been talking and advocating against me. Ammar says in his LinkedIn page, "I'm from Earth, I live in Ecuador, technology, science, philosophy, universal history, and ancient languages and music." And I can confirm all of that because, as I said, he played piano for me. My favorite thing from the Matrix, not important. I believe I'm doing nothing but continuing my infinite existing information journey. I'm watching through the eye, yet I have no choice but doing this. Witness is not someone who is advocating. Witness is the one who is watching. He didn't even read that. And he said that I'm privatizing BitShares. If I wanted to privatize BitShares, I was doing that 2020 while BVF was still active and we were registering trademark. I even told BVF was professional enough to be the second mover and let them be the first mover and let them to suck it up as much as they can, so I can follow up as a second mover, pick up what is left, learn from their mistakes and continue. Bo Shen, this is a joke. He doesn't have a description yet, but who is Bo Shen? The answer is who is Bo Shen? Shen Bo, not Bo Shen, is what I can to Xi Jinping for the investments outside of China, mostly in the crypto. And he's the true founding father of BitShares blockchain. Why? Because him, Jerry Liu, Xiao Liu, and Mr. Jaden, who is really down, Dr. Fabian Schuh, Lucian Zheng, that's Jaden, they were the original three investors into BitShares. And if you all forgotten, oh, that Notestein except me. Okay, so I will just quickly go. I will quickly go back. This is so I will open now. So as you can see, I kept all the people inside because those old people deserve a mention even if they are not there anymore, and Ammar Yousef was never removed from the page. He's actually on top of the page. So I was talking about Bosch and Shenbua. Shenbua is she's beautiful, yeah. Shenbua is #1 man for the crypto. He's now retired. His son took over, and is Shen, Frankie Shen. After the BitShares was broken between the Charles Hoskinson, Vitaly Buterin, Daniel Larimer, and so on, Charles Hoskinson went which Italy put it into Ethereum. Uh, Charles Hoskinson was thrown out from BitShares for mobbing a worker. Vitaly Buterin was just a greedy fuck, so he went to do Ethereum on his own, but he clearly is not even today close to be what BitShares is, with even forking it to default from Paul. Vitaly Buterin was greedy and dirty enough that he went back to Bosch and BitShares and said I need money to make Ethereum. Bosch and Shenhua went and helped and funded 52 or 48 something $million for Ethereum 2014, which was not a good money, 2015. But under one condition, that Charles Hoskinson fuck off. And Charles Hoskinson did fuck off and he is Cardano ADA, which is also property of Shenhua. Then Bush Capital to be more precise. So Vitaly Buterin was the youngest and and the most prominent Canadian Russian who got an invitation by Xi Jinping himself to come to Shanghai, China, and start a company called Bush Capital. As a founder of the company, years later he was removed to be just an advisor and a slave until the rest of his life. Shenhua built an empire across the globe, and now he's retired. He will never be retired, but he's not active and not doing meetings anymore. So I'm the only person who speaks about all of this open and honest, as everybody else scared from the truth. I was never scared from the truth, so I'm not even scared now. We were offered to the period of 2021 to 2022 by numerous investments from 1 million to 1 billion. Since they were all coming back to CITIC or China, and CITIC is Chinese company where parent organization is Ministry of Finance, People Republic of China, I was saying constantly no. So Global Emerging Market is owned by China, everything is owned by China. China is dominating the globe, and that's the reality that we have to accept. Now, I have two investors left, Kerry Duncan and Nicholas Chaplin, that for some reason are still interested in BitShares. Not in BitShares, they are interested, they had the recommendation by someone from the BitShares, and they explicitly indicating that only me can get the investment. It has to be as a personal, as a private direct placement loan to my name, where I have full power and ability to manage it and invest in any business that I own or manage publicly. And both investments are offers for 6 years, 3% a year on any amount of money. Nobody comes to collect any percent until the last year. If I have profits and everything plus interest before the end of the agreement, I pay it back, and nobody damage anyone, and this should not be the problem. So direct placement investment loan on my name that I can use for business expansion or settlement of a debt consolidation is the best option that I ever got as an offer for an investment that can be thrown into blockchain. Of course, those investments are 9 digits investments. 9 digits, we talk about 200 million US. If I took it ever before, as proven now, I would be fucked by my own family and friends. I'd be losing everything, and someone would be shooting me probably from an airplane while I'm going out with son to have a coffee or breakfast. So I never did. Now when I already learned my lessons through all of this experience that I had, I will go for those investments. The website is online for That's one of the main reasons. Only what I'm missing is the ability to be free. We are launching the DAO new form of LLC in the US, Wyoming, since last year May, and luckily I didn't start that as well because all the wrong people are inside the company. So I'm just going to start that for myself by boom, Russian and my exit, and maybe to fake Cambodian passport holder someone else that I don't want to mention. Yeah. Miss Kia. So go line and conclude this. I give up when I die. I said it numerous times in public. I did quite well. I performed quite exceptional for a community and chaotic environment as BitShares is. I will need all the help from the community to rise the BitShares again. University of Nicosia, where we sponsored 2019 for decentralized 2019, is negotiating and chasing already for 8 months to do collaboration partnership with them, because that would be useful for both sides. BitShares would be example on University of Blockchain in Greece, Athens, to set an example. Dr. Philip Brown, who was rejected for doing the research on bit assets that Fabian Schuh and Stefan found, was contacted by me not long ago. I still manage the contact. I want him to do professional research on bit assets. We are launching a BitShares DAO Corporation. That's a new form of the entity in the US. It's registered in Wyoming. It will go as a stock. It will be registered in the SEC US. It's a separate blockchain fork of BitShares, because a new form of DAO LLC cannot be registered or operated if it's not being operated by blockchain. It's a new form in the US where all the companies that accept it in a distant future will be no problem for the IRS, for the SEC, for anyone, because they will have transparent access to the blockchain that has immutable data and nobody can do nothing. If one transaction is not fitting within the blockchain in the paper of the government, that will be a project down. And already a few tried and they went down. Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC US Security and Exchange Office, is a guy who is pretty young and green in crypto, but he's advancing quite well, thanks to both President Trump, ex-President Trump, and President, I cannot say his name, he's probably fucking Mr. Biden. So Gary Gensler is, as a chairman of SEC, has one unsolved case called Meta One, where Robert P. Dunlap, from a single investor, took $39 million. He had more than 10,000 investors. Dumb fact didn't pay developers, us. He used Meta One as a fork of BitShares, which not many know, and he was stupid enough to send a chicken to lay an egg. So his chicken, while laying an egg on my hosting and moving to another hosting, never delete or remove the data. So all the proof and evidence about how many people Robert P. Dunlap scammed is still with me. As any other paper related to the LIABILITY project with the history of Danny, because I give up and die. And I plan to use that as a negotiation between the SEC and the BitShares DAO Corporation in the US. The blockchain the company has a structure same identical to original BitShares blockchain. My mouse is not working at the moment. The BitShares, just a moment. PDF. Wyoming DAO. So, BitShares Corporation, my own financial services, has total number of authorized shares 3,600,570,502 shares that will become stocks. Par value, beginning value was the last value last year in May of 1 cent, 1.77 cents, and I believe that's the low price. Uh, I will be negotiating this with Michael Taggart, because if he accepts to join the company or corporation as a US citizen, we will have much more smooth process of registering and finishing this entity. If we are all foreigners and not US citizens, and we don't have a tax and everything what we need to have for the company US incorporation purposes and SCSs, then we will just have to stretch for 3 months. If we have him, it will be done in a week. So, whatever you all think about Michael Taggart, he was part of the beginning when Shenbo and all that shit happened. And he was set up for banks, and his partner was fucked, and a lot of corruption and nasty dark things that were happening at that time that nobody knows. Michael Taggart is not technical. Stan Larimer was never technical. So whatever they spoke or brought someone stupid like Jared Rice, that was not really intention to scam anyone. Because when everybody were afraid that Stan and Michael will take over the BitShares, because in one moment they had too much of vetting by the holders. And when Michael Taggart was loud in public and saying that he will hammer slash everyone, when I came to Michael Taggart and said, don't be bothered and don't let them be right about you, don't become what they are talking about, he immediately stopped, and BIOS became an independent project that was supporting the blockchain at the same time with China. So they just never had anyone to talk with them and collaborate with them. And if you not collaborate with someone, and you not talk with someone, you'll never know what someone wants or what someone can do. And lack of communication in this community was a problem since day one. The lack of communication between two people in a relationship, in a marriage, in a friendship, is a problem, big problem. And this community have a lot of problems when it comes to communication, since before I even joined. So my advice to all of you in the community is to start communicating in a positive way and stop being so negative about everything, stop judging, scolding and advocating people against each other, because you don't know shit about anyone or anything. You've not been there for a long time, you've not been active for a long time, and you've been convinced that you know something that you don't. I deal with facts and with proof, and until I have the facts and proof, I'm not dealing with here and now. Person that I wrong numerous times and is the person that is in the end the best guy in entire blockchain, and blockchain world should be grateful to him. It's abitmore. I was put down one time by abitmore when he told me stop arguing. Arguing is for less intelligent people than us. And I was arguing like a stupid idiot in a witness group. That was, I believe, 2019 or 2020. After he said that to me, I wanted to eat the table and a computer and a PC, and I wanted to continue arguing, but then I would be literally stupid. And he was so simple in saying, stop arguing, it's for less intelligent than you and you are. It is the end of discussion. And I stopped arguing from that day. Even if some of you older community members remember, my management Telegram groups was someone comes and open mouth on way back. We not discuss, No warnings, no nothing. Why I need to argue with an idiot when I know that he's an idiot who just came to make a problem? Stake BTS will be refunded to the process of nailing Rashid Ahmed and the rest of the evil villains who took over everything and stolen assets and the companies. Because all that money from Stake BTS was invested into companies and invested into assets. Some of it was gone, but that sum is ridiculously small amount of money. And I did lost most of the assets because of the managing directors and the company shareholders for a period of time from early 2022 until today. I nearly lost my life and freedom because of the same people, and I want black island heads now. Properly legal and nothing criminal and illegal, but I need the help of the community because those are all community fights. And instead of fighting me on Twitter and advocating against me in the groups while not being aware that I can close in. Even told one time in WeChat to Chinese when we were about to, when BBF was going off and we were doing the mini corp preload worker. I joined WeChat and I got scolded by every possible Chinese in the group, and he told them like this: he has a domain name, he has a trademark, he can fuck up BTS in 5 minutes to not exist. I bring him to the business, talk with him nice. They instantly understood. And then you have some youngest Chinese. Are you all dumb more than anyone else? If I ever wanted to do wrong, BTS would be not existing for a long time already. And I lost a lot to help it exist and grow and be big. And I fucked up a lot, but who does this? He is wrong because nobody learned from first time. You have to be wrong so you can learn how to be correct. They have to learn to walk and fall down 100 million times until you can walk, even from a baby steps. So the community of BitShares, who is authentic and good person, I salute you, and I miss all of you who are really decent people, and there is a lot of you. For the cut-off of the beginning of the stream, when I came back first time this year to get back the BitShares, I came to Stefan, and my face start again. Chubby, fuck. I came to him and I literally said, I know that a lot of shit people are talking about me. I know I haven't spoken a word with you, but I haven't asked you nothing with you all of this time. I'm asking you now to help me with funds so I can restart the BitShares. He opened his wallet and he said, this is how much I had. And the only question that he had was, not what you did, where are the funds? He just asked me, tell me what can I do to help you? Fuck. To be honest, that's the person that I spent with in the first 2 years with him and Fabian over 2,000 hours per year just learning. There's the person who paid every fucking voice for every fucking worker that I managed on a blockchain. There's the person who mocked me privately and hold my sleep privately every time when I wanted to make shit in the world. So there are so many good people in this environment and so many beautiful minds that I despise myself for fucking up this long and this much. But I was not fucking up alone, I was being fucked. And that 1 week in prison and that 1 year with Nitya, Rashda, all of them. I'm 38 years old, I joined this community when I was 32. I lost one son, 9 months old, 3 days before birth on 3rd of March 2020. Nitya killed herself. My friend is dying somewhere in the prison. Everything what I made, it's taken away from me. And I'm fighting with the love of my life because we have not been using American perimeter while I'm trying to do work. So I will drop you the wallets and the stuff. Something for the lawyer, I need close to $5,000 for tomorrow. And of course I'll be paying it back to whoever you send it over time, not instantly. I'm not taking investors' money to my private debts. I've never done it, I've never do it. So it will come back from my earnings. And for the investments in the future, I will talk to another people, not to the community. I don't need community investments, I need community to be happy and promote BitShares. And that's it. So Reborn is the legendary. The legend is back, and this is the rise of the legend. So good night, fuckers. Help out and talk again tomorrow. I will. Good night.